So is this something that's ever happened to you? You sit down to meditate because you heard it's good for you, you heard it can help to relax you, you've had a really stressful, tension-filled day and you just want to take it down a notch, and so you think, okay, maybe I'll do some meditation. And you sit down to meditate, and instead of feeling relaxed, you start to feel the exact opposite. You start to notice all the pockets of tension in the body, even some pain in the body. You start to notice impatience arising, even this sense of anxiety can come up for people. Most people get discouraged here and they'll quit meditating because they think, why would I ever want to do that? That didn't make me feel relaxed at all. And so then they come away thinking meditation isn't for them. But actually, this is a really common phenomenon for a lot of people. There's a certain state of mind and as well as of body that we're practicing cultivating in meditation. It's what I like to call relaxed alertness. Relaxed alertness. And for most people, the ability to bring these two states of mind together is relatively small. What happens to most people when they start to meditate is some people will get the side of the spectrum where they start to feel really relaxed. In fact, so relaxed that they'll start to go to sleep. And then what's happening there is that they're getting the relaxation part of things without the alertness. Other people will get the exact opposite experience, and they'll start to feel that sense of alertness and even hyper alertness without any degree of the relaxation. So what I want to share with you here today is the understanding of the practice as being a skill. It's a skill to be able to bring that sense of deep physical and mental relaxation together with a sense of bright alertness or awareness. And what do you have to do to develop a skill? You got to practice, right? It's like we would never walk up to a piano and expect to play a concerto. We would bang around on that sucker for quite some time. But then if you kept showing up at the piano with some time, consistency, and practice, eventually you're going to make some music. And that is absolutely the case with meditation. So here are a couple of quick tips if you're experiencing kind of that impatient, fidgety feeling, even anxiety when you go and sit down to meditate. The first thing that can be really helpful is to know that you can move and adjust, scratch the itchy nose or whatever it is when you meditate. Most people have the misconception that they're supposed to be perfectly still like statue every time that they meditate, and this is not actually the case. So if it helps you to kind of alleviate some of that feeling of tension or anxiety in the body to just be able to kind of move and stretch and adjust, you should feel perfectly comfortable to do so. Seeing if you can maybe move and adjust with a little degree of awareness, meaning really allow yourself to feel into what it feels to stretch out the back or the shoulders or whatever it is, then you're kind of making it a part of your practice rather than a distraction away from. The other thing that can be really helpful is to understand that to doing shorter meditations instead of the longer ones can be really helpful. So maybe you start off with 1 or 2 or 3 minute meditations. What you don't want to have happen is for the meditation itself to turn into like a form of torture for you, where every time you sit down you want to do your 20 minutes a day and you just feel so anxious and uncomfortable and you just want to get the heck out of there. If you continue in that path of practice, you are going to quit. Absolutely. No one's going to stay with a practice that feels like torture to them. So what would 1 minute feel like? Or 2 minutes? Or 4 minutes? Especially when you first start. This might be a way to kind of take some of the pressure off, make it a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit softer approach, and then over time, as you develop this skill more and more, which you will, if you just allow some time to practice, you're going to be able to do it for a little bit longer periods of time and start to get a little bit more familiar with this state called relaxed alertness. Hope something was of benefit to you here. Thanks so much for showing up.